Today I'm going to be teaching you guys the one-step drill while I fix my own form. Alright guys, today I will be going over the one-step drill. And if you guys aren't familiar, this is the best drill, in my opinion, to how to properly learn backhand form. I've got my net here, my disc golf bag. I will not be using a tech disc for this video. The reason why is tech disc is more for diagnosing the problem. I already know what the problem is. I did a video with tech disc, the actual co-creator of it, and with Isaac, and they broke down my form. They gave me things to work on. If you guys want to go watch that video, go ahead and check it out. And then right after that, literally the week after that, I went and saw Gannon and had Gannon break down my form, and we used the tech disc stats to then be able to analyze it even better. And in both of those videos, Gannon gave me great feedback, and the tech disc team also gave me great feedback. So I don't need the stats to tell me what I'm doing wrong. I have stuff to work on, and I'm going to be going into how to work on that. And how you do that is with this drill called the one-step drill. All right, so what does that look like? So as you can see, my phone is in frame right now. So ideally what you want is to be able to, after every throw, analyze what you did. So I'm actually going to use my cell phone to record myself to make sure that what I'm working on is actually happening in real time. And then I get into the last step of the X step. So the last step of the X step, what is that? With your X step, you're going to have 3 steps. You're going to go top, cross, and then out again. And this is the last plant leg that you have, which would be your last step in the X step. This is the drill that I have everybody do when I'm doing my lessons. The reason why is the first 2 steps, that's really just bringing momentum into your throw. The last step, you work on your timing, which is going to be the front foot going forward as the backhand goes back. And then you work on your pull through as this touches down. Then you pull through into your power pocket, which is going to be this 90-degree angle. And then you work on arms straight down and then pushing forward. You want, when I look at form and I'm doing my form breakdowns, what I'm going to go to is right here in your form. If you send me a video, I'm going to go to right here. I'm going to make sure that you're in the power pocket, that your timing's correct with your pull through, with your hips, with your shoulders. Everything needs to be accurate to this moment. This is the core of form. So today, what I'm working on, something that Gannon pointed out to me, that when I go to step and then when I'm pulling, my hand's going to be above my elbow. And what that does is it's going to give me an inconsistent release because I have to bring it back down to be level with my throw. So what I'm going to be working on today is when I reach back, I'm going to try to keep my hand below my elbow on the throw. So that's why I have my phone right here to record me so that I can see in real time, was my hand above my elbow or was it below on one level plane? And what this does is it's going to bring consistency to my throw. If you guys, a lot of the comments on my last video where Gannon broke down my form were, they said, Kevin, you have great form. Where's the problem? It's in the consistency. My form is I would say 90% there. And it's the last 10% that is the difference between Gannon Burr, AB, Cole Redolin, these great backhand throwers, and me. So what I'm trying to do is just bring up my consistency. I want on every throw for my hand to be in the same spot below my elbow on the pull through. And also I think there's something to be said about a swing thought. And Golf's Not Game Are Perfect. That's the book that I recommend everybody to read. He talks about having a swing thought. It's not the end of the world to have one thing to focus on. You don't want to be thinking about everything with your swing. You want to be thinking about just one thing so that you can have it all kind of work together. So this was kind of my swing thought last weekend at Champions Landing. The Champions Landing Open was really trying to keep my hand really level on the pull through. And I really think it helped, but this is my chance to kind of dive into it and really work on it. All right, so we're gonna get into it right now. It's just gonna look like this. One step, and as I step, I'm reaching back. And then when I go to pull through, the thing I'm gonna be working on the most is allowing the disc to stay underneath my elbow. And then after I throw, this is the most important part. You wanna go back and look and see if you actually did it. And I did. Woo, that looks good. That looks really good. Okay. Let's add it again. Let's do it again. The one thing that I actually saw in that last one was I was really tall. And when you're really tall, it's not very accurate to like a actual throw. And an actual throw, when you're bringing your momentum into it, you're gonna be a lot more compact, you're gonna be a lot more loaded, almost in like an athletic position. And in that one, I was standing straight upright. So in this next one, I'm actually gonna get lower and try to really load on this back leg, because that's gonna be more realistic to a throw. Let's look at it. Nope. A little bit higher, still too high. And that's the beauty about filming yourself, is you go back and forth, right? So you go, you know, it felt good, right? That last throw felt incredible. It felt like I was very smooth and level, and it was better, but it wasn't what I was looking for. So I'm gonna try again, lower, try to keep this hand below the elbow, dropping the disc down. All right, let's see it. Yep, and that one I did actually do it. That one I actually committed to it. I kept it low. So I'm gonna do a couple more reps of this to where I'm trying to keep my hand below my elbow and really lead with the elbow, keep my hand low, stay low into the power of my shot. And then after I kind of get a feel for it, then the hardest part about this whole drill is using the core of the drill and bringing it into a real disc golf throw. I tell this to everybody when I'm doing my lessons. I teach them the core, but then your muscle memory takes over when you add the extra 2 steps or when you add the extra 3 or 4 steps into your normal X step, because your muscle memory tells yourself, oh, hey, we're doing a disc golf throw now, not a, oh, we're trying to relearn this form. So the best advice I tell people is the awkward feeling that you feel right now of like right now, I feel kind of weird. I feel like I'm trying to like swoop it up, which I'm not. When I watch myself throw, I know I'm not. I'm trying to capture that feeling because that's the newness feeling, so that when I bring my X step into this throw, I can just go, okay, yep, this is the new way I'm going to throw it, and we're going to try to consistently throw like this now. This is perfect. Good, 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 good. Yep, it's coming along. That felt good. Just trying to really burn it into my brain before I add the 3 steps. When I went on tour when I was 20 years old, I didn't try to get better. I went out there and I just was like having fun and really just went and played every event. And I thought that my form was good enough to get me to the next level. And that was kind of true. But getting a little bit older, I always want to be trying to push my form forward. And being able to talk to Tech Disc, being able to talk to Gannon Burr, I think that is helping me kind of re-understand and learn more about the game to make myself better. So these are just some of the things. This is one of the things I'm working on right now. The next thing I'm going to actually be working on, and I'll probably do a different video on that, is having my off arm anchor me and then throwing off my off arm. But one thing at a time, right, guys? So now, since I've done it with the just a single step into it, now I have to bring it into my actual run up. And my typical run up is actually 5 steps. And if you look at all of the touring pros, doesn't matter if you're James Conrad or Corey Ellis, your last 3 steps are still going to be consistent. It's going to be pushing your hips towards your target, trying to hit your gap. And then it's going to be that same half step on the in between on that X step. And then it's going to be, timing's all going to be the same. All of the touring pros are going to have the same last 3 steps. And the reason why I use James Conrad as an example is he does 6 to, whatever into his run up. So I personally do 5, but to practice this drill, I'm now, more specifically, to practice getting my hand below my elbow, I'm now going to be working on this 3-step aspect of it and keeping my hand really low. Every single shot that I've thrown, I've recorded. And the reason why is just because I feel like I'm doing something doesn't mean it's actually reality. And it's so hard to connect your brain into your arm. So having this mirror, for example, or this video to be able to kind of go right back to and make sure that I'm doing it correctly is so, so important. I'm starting off sideways so I can just do 3 and lead my hips right into it. And then I'm keeping this hand below my elbow. And now we watch. Much better. Much better. And I will say this, the net isn't everything. Throwing into a net is only really half of it. Like, I'm getting a feel for how to have this new form with my hand being on just one level plane. But the next time I go play, I'm going to try to literally have my hand on the same plane as my elbow, so it's one straight flat line, and then now I have to play. So it's gonna add an extra layer to just a casual round, but that's why we practice, guys. That one felt really good. The video shows that I am doing it correct. I just have to keep working on it. I have to burn it into my head until it feels like it's normal again, which that might just take like a week or two, and I might get worse, but it's one step backwards for 2 steps forward. I'm sure my form looks just absolutely janky right now, but that's okay. It's gotta, like I said, 1 step backwards, 2 steps forward. Now I do my regular X step into this. I'm going to bring my regular throw into this, but I have to mentally make notes of chasing that awkward feeling of change, of allowing my shoulder to pull my elbow and keeping my hand below my elbow, because that's what I want. I want one level throw, and less is more. I feel like in all the videos I've been watching lately of digesting my form, it's when I like overreach or really try to rip into something, is when I'm pulling high into it, versus if I just keep it very consistent, less, not reaching as much, then I'm able to keep my elbow below my hand, and then it's one more consistent level throw. So I'll be doing my regular X step here, but I'm gonna go at 50% power, so that or really speed, 50% speed, so that I can feel what it feels like to keep this hand below the elbow. I'm really trying to just dig this into my brain. It's a little low maybe, but I'm over exaggerating it so that I get it right. Because that's what's the most important, is the over exaggerating it to make sure that you're doing it right, and then you hone it in. And it doesn't matter what disc you're throwing into the net. It just matters keeping the swing the same. And right now I'm actually doing what's called a mirror drill, which I did in the tech disc video, my very first tech disc video, which I'm just looking at where I need my hand to be accordingly with my elbow. Oh, that one felt bad actually. Nope, it was good. Whew. It was definitely close to being high, but it felt better. All right, guys, that's the end of the video. I'm actually gonna stay out here probably for another 30 minutes to an hour and really try to just burn this into my head. I'm trying to get better, and it's so hard to get better when you're 10-20 rated, because it's 1% of things that you have to work on to just get very minimal consistency better, even more distance. But thank you guys so much. You guys have been so supportive of the YouTube channel, and yeah, I'm super excited to be playing disc golf right now and making YouTube videos. So like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.